We write songs about movies, and this week, we're joined by comedian Miguel Silva, and we've written songs about Chinatown. Like, comment, subscribe, and forget about that bell icon, Andy. This is the Royds Revue Podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Royds Revue Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again, and we are joined by comedian, our friend Miguel Silva. Hey, Miguel.
What's up? Glad to be back.
Oh, thanks for coming back. You have previously been on the Temple of Doom episode, which is over 3 years ago, or about 3 years ago. Woof.
That's crazy. But yeah, sick. I'm glad to be back. Another classic movie, another absolute peak film.
Sounds like you didn't like it.
No. Chinatown is great. Temple of Doom is also great. It's also a classic.
There are different reasons you enjoy the movies, though.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch anyone's heart get ripped out, literally, in Chinatown. Although,
right.
Only figuratively, yeah.
Figuratively, pretty brutally, yeah. About as graphically, honestly. Because the thing is, like, I get thrown off by the fact that it was shot to look like an older movie. Because it was, like, done in the neo-noir. And I'm pretty sure the first time I saw it, when I was a kid, I saw it in black and white. But then the one that I saw this time, whatever was on Prime, it looked like recolored. So it was like, had that old, like, when people like color in black and white, like the faded blues and browns.
That's definitely what it looked like for me on the Paramount Plus stream. I loved the aesthetic of it. I thought it did a really good job of making it look like 1937 LA.
To the point that, like, I was thrown off when I would see something that was like quality, like makeup and effects and stuff, you know? I felt like I was watching this like really, really old movie, and then I remember like, oh, it's just actually shot really well to make it look like it's that old. But yeah, that like the final body when it like just shows the hole in the eye, it's just like, whoa, damn.
Yeah, this is a downer of a movie.
Yeah.
Miguel, do us a favor. Can you give out your socials and anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, I got a show called Door Court. It's a open mic we live stream it, and then the entire time the chat is just roasting the comic, calling them fat, calling them bald, at best. They're saying a lot of stuff. It's the internet. They're saying some stuff. They're calling them the words. So
they're using slurs for fat and bald.
Yeah. They're inventing slurs, dude. But look, it's a lot of fun. We read the comments to the comics when they're done. It is just a really good time, and it's a good time to be part of the audience. All right, so we just did one in Philly on April 2nd. That was really funny, and you should have been part of it. And we're gonna do another one in a couple weeks. And I don't have an exact date scheduled for it, but at the end of the month, I'm going down to Austin. I'm going to try to get a Door Court going down there. So check that out. It's going to be really exciting. And then I have some cool ones that I'm lining up for the rest of the season. Check it out. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. I just had Zach Amico on, and it was a great episode. It was one of the best episodes, but also we've been having such good episodes, it's tough to rank them. Like the show is getting really fun, and you should check it out. Trust me. Door Court on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok.
Andy, how are you doing?
I'm good, Robbie. How are you?
I'm doing well. I watched Chinatown, first time I'd ever seen it. What about you guys?
Yeah, well, so I saw it when I was a kid, because I grew up in California, and I'm pretty sure we either watched it in school, or it was like a thing that we were, I don't remember why, but I watched it. It does an interesting job of depicting what was actually going on that helped create like one of the most like water management systems on Earth. And it's not like literal history, but it does a good job dramatizing.
Dramatizing.
Is that it?
Yeah. Depicting.
Whatever. Yeah, depicting in an artistic way, something that happened, without like turning into a documentary.
Not only is this a neo-noir film, it's historical fiction. So it's loosely based on real events, but the actual events I don't think took place at this time. I think they were actually a little bit earlier.
I read about there's a specific guy who built a dam, and then the dam collapsed and he got fired, and that was kind of the end of his career. But he was responsible for starting the aqueduct project that led to the creation of LA, because LA was a city, like a small city that had been settled originally by the Spanish in the 1700s. Like, it was a tiny little, like, almost oasis in the desert that couldn't have sustained the growth that it took on without the creation of this project that, like, borrowed water from pretty much the rest of the state to put it in the middle of the desert so that they could create LA. And it did fuck up a ton of farmland. It up, potentially other states over farmland and natural water sources. There's a lake that's right next to Yellowstone, or not Yellowstone, Yosemite. It's like right on the other side of the mountains into Nevada, right by where Yosemite is, which is way farther north than LA. That lake almost drained completely because of the construction of this project that was just taking water out of the groundwater and taking it all to LA. So very interesting. Well, really boring also. So it's nice to have like a movie tell the story in a way that like is interesting. It's full of intrigue and drama and tragedy. It's still a boring movie. It's like poison to a girlfriend,
Yeah.
like There Will Be Blood. It's like there's no way you can get a girl to stay awake and not on her phone.
Absolutely. Guys are gonna really dig this. I could see a woman being, okay, let's move this along, guys.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson is hitting a woman in the trailer.
Like, stay tuned for this. You like this? Come see the rest.
It's a movie for the boys.
Yeah.
Andy, had you seen Chinatown before?
I thought that I had seen Chinatown, but turns out I just saw that episode of The Simpsons where at the end Mo says, "This is Cairo Town, Peter." Not Peter. That's a different show. This is Cairo Town, Homer.
Directed by Roman Polanski, starring Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway. The opening credits have me hooked immediately.
Real smooth score.
So I've been showing a lot of movies to my girlfriend because she'd never really watched movies. So our relationship has been, there's a list that we have called Cultural Exposure for Candace, where I've just showed her every movie. I am a big advocate for moving away from title credits.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the only one who still does them is Quentin Tarantino, which is like a fun nostalgic thing, but I will skip it every time. I mean, if it's like, unless it's like a James Bond where it's like they create a whole like music video out of it, I'm not a title credits guy. I'm actually at war with them.
Oh no.
I think Star Wars was the first movie to like do away with that.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah.
I had never thought of that, but yeah, that's
scroll.
a good point.
Scroll, scrawl, help me.
I like opening credits in a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
you're a
they can
traditionalist.
go a little long.
Yeah, they can. But
But
this
it gets
one,
you
I
in,
don't mind.
it gets you into it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, okay, the movie's starting. I can sit down. Like, I don't know. It helps you get into the movie.
All right, Rob. Rob says it gives him time to sit down.
Yep. Gives me time to. That takes me a long time. I'm an old man with bad hips. I gotta go down gently.
This movie started immediately. I didn't even get time to sit down.
Exactly.
I had to stand the whole movie.
But no, it is funny you mention that because I put it on and my girlfriend goes, "Oh, title credits," and I was like, "Oh
Off to
no,
a
I've
rough
conditioned
start.
her.
Yeah.
This is a thing. She said that she didn't ever like notice when there was or wasn't, except for me being like, oh, title credits. I'm so glad they stopped doing this. And I'm glad I got to rewatch it because I only remember it from when I was a kid, and it was so boring when I was a kid.
Yeah, this is an adult. This is a movie for adults.
I would have been bored if I watched this as a child. I loved this.
Yeah.
Same. I really liked it. It was a downer though. It did. At the end of it, I was like, wow, I don't feel good about anything. But that was a good movie.
It's a classic Roman Polanski making something that's not that cool for kids.
I have to be honest, I think this might be the only Roman Polanski movie I've ever actually seen.
You haven't seen Rosemary's Baby?
No.
That's a good one.
That's the name of
I
it,
feel
right?
bad for that baby. Keep him
Yeah.
away from Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, he was doing a big telling on himself thing. Rosemary's Baby is a great movie. It's actually one of my favorite horror movies.
Yeah, it's
I
a
own
truly excellent movie.
2 copies of it on DVD.
That scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
The first time I saw it, the scariest thing, like I was having nightmares because he does a really good job of like making the character trapped.
Yes.
You know,
His hopelessness,
that's scarier to me than like pop out jump scares. Is the like sense of anyone I go to.
Now, I think the baby of Rosemary is Time.
Excellent. Excellent. He also did The Pianist.
Oh yeah.
Didn't see that. That's with
Also
Adrian Brody?
Carnage. Yes.
Wait, he did the Carnage movie?
Yeah, with Venom. Yeah.
That's crazy.
The movie Carnage is very good.
It's tough to be like, yo, this guy makes great movies. I got to check them all out.
Yeah.
He is a Holocaust survivor, so that's not
He's
nothing,
that old?
right? Yeah. Supposedly, he as a child was in one of the camps.
We meet Jack Nicholson, that's Jake Gittes. He's showing Burt Young pictures of Burt's wife cheating. Burt Young takes it about as well as can be expected after seeing pictures of his wife taking back shots in a meadow.
Yeah. Isn't that the guy from Rocky?
Yeah, it's Burt Young, yeah.
That's Burt.
He does a funny thing where he looks back at Jack Nicholson and then punches the wall and then looks at him again and then like starts like pinching the blinds, and Jack Nicholson goes like, okay, all right, that's enough. You can't bite the Venetians. I just got them installed. Like it's such a fun, like the way he's like, what can I get away with? I'm so upset, but I don't want to break your stuff.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, but oh, I'm so angry right now. I love that scene actually.
I think that the beginning of this movie does a really good job in characterizing Gittes, because he's kind of sick of doing what he's doing, and he is clearly like we'll get into it, but like the scene at the barbershop where the guy's like, "This is what you do for a living?" is pretty scummy, and he gets really irate about that, and that's because he feels that what that guy's saying is true. You know, he's like, I am scum, actually. Yeah.
I'll be honest, if I was just getting my hair cut and the guy next to me started going, hey, your job makes you a piece of trash, I'd also get pretty pissed off. It's like, I'm just here getting a shave, dude.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you didn't actually think that and you were just getting a shave, you'd be like, all right.
No.
Yeah, I make my money.
I'd be like, all right.
No, I don't know. I don't want people talking trash to me while I'm at the barber. I don't like the barber as is. So if the guy next to me, who I don't know,
Obviously.
is just going to start calling... Yeah, exactly. Going to start calling me an asshole.
Dude, we couldn't guess.
If the guy next to me just starts calling me an asshole because of my job, yeah, I'm going to get in his face too. A woman, Mrs. Mulray, comes to Jake thinking her husband is cheating. He doesn't want to take the case, but she eventually talks him into it.
Guys, that's not really Miss Mulray.
Oh, that is true. That's why I spelled her
watched
name
the movie.
differently.
Oh.
I spelled it Mulray, Mallray. That's actually what I
That's the
did
giveaway.
originally because I didn't know how to spell her name.
I had to watch it with subtitles on, and the names were nuts how they're actually spelled.
Yeah.
These names are very 1937. Hollis.
Sick name.
Oh yeah, it's a great name. Hollis Mulray.
Should make
Lieutenant
a comeback.
Lou. I love that the lieutenant is Lou.
Yeah.
Jake goes to a town hall for a dam system that Mrs. Mulray is speaking at. He's against the dam, and a shepherd leads his sheep in and yells at Mr. Mulray. What was this sheep? Just calling everybody a sheep, I guess? For following the order?
Yeah,
He was saying
like,
you guys, like with your dam project and what you guys are doing, you've ruined all the land around here. My sheep are gonna die. Like I have nowhere to take them because you've fucked up all the water in the area.
I heard him say that, and for some reason I still was like, is there a deeper meaning to the sheep?
I liked how
I was trying to pull an
face.
Andy and go to the, I was like, what's the deeper meaning here? And it turns out there was none. And Andy, that's why I always say metaphors are stupid, because I don't understand them.
The classic mindset of, if I don't understand it, I hate it.
Yep, exactly.
I like Giddy's face, like his expression when the sheeps come in. He's like,
Yes. Oh,
he's like, this is
finally.
getting exciting.
He was bored when they were doing the exposition, and then he was like, "Oh, sheep."
Yeah, yo, this is getting crazy. I think this is my favorite Jack Nicholson performance.
Yeah.
He's able to be the same character in every single movie, yet it's always nuanced just enough.
Yeah.
To where it's like, yeah, this is a believable character. Jake trails Mr. Mulray to the shore. That night, he enjoys a cigarette as water comes absolutely pouring through. I really like his use of watches to see what time Mr. Mulray left. And like, he was there all night. It's like when we watch the James Bond movies. I really like the process that private investigators and spies take. Like, the fact that when he was setting up the watch under the car tire, I'm sitting there going, what the hell is this for? And then when he's looking at the broken watch, I'm like, oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I love the idea of having just a glove compartment full of pocket watches.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting pulled over and they're like, what are you doing?
Smuggling pocket
What
watches.
are you doing?
Just keeping time, brother. You kind of see that he's very good at what he does because he used to be a detective, but we learn very slowly. You learn more about him, but he's very good at what he does. I think he hates it.
Yes. Well, he's trailing Mulray here, and he almost blows his cover almost instantly when he's following him to the shore and he's taking pictures on the cliffside. Mulray turns around. There's no way he didn't see him.
Yeah, it does look like he caught a glimpse, but
You might just think it's like a person walking by hiking or something.
yeah.
That's fair.
In the 30s, everybody must have had or at least men used to have the craziest swamp ass, just walking around in a full suit all the time. That's crazy. They're
I
at
think
the
they just
production,
covered
they're both
themselves in
s-
powder.
Yeah, they must have had to. I just can't imagine living that way.
They wore a lot more underwear, I think.
That makes it worse, no? Now you're
Well,
insulated.
it soaks it up.
Everybody must have stank back then, man.
Jake tells a dirty joke that he heard at the barber to his associates and doesn't realize that the actual Mrs. Mulray is right behind him.
Yeah, Rob, you had that joke in your set for a while, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, there are Long Island comics who would 100% use this joke.
It rules, first of all. Great joke.
It's the most 1930s joke because it's really long-winded, and then ultimately the punchline is just vaguely racist.
Yeah.
I
don't know about vaguely.
Yeah, it's
Well,
straight up.
well, what does it mean to what does that even mean?
I think it just is funny to say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
The
it's
whole punchline
vaguely-
is,
Yeah, exactly.
which
Chef's kiss. The real Mrs. Mulray tells Jake to back off. So Jake goes to Mulray's office and does some snooping. He finds blueprints and a note. And some dude pulls Jake into his office. This is, I guess, Mr. Mulray's partner or someone else who works in the office. This dude loves fish. Did you see the amount of fish this dude had on his wall?
I
No.
didn't notice.
Guys, Laura gets a haircut. I have no idea. I will notice if two characters are left-handed in the same movie. And this dude's office was head to toe fish. This dude was Troy McClure.
I wonder if that's supposed to be like evidence of something. So like one thing I noticed was there kept being characters who were sick during the summer.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, two different characters. I have that same note. Two different characters in a very short time talking about having a summer cold. And it's not a thing.
and then he picks it up, and I think that it's supposed to be an indication of people conspiring, but I wasn't able to like follow the thread on that because it was Lieutenant Lou, right?
Yeah, it was Lieutenant Lou, and then it was the coroner Morty.
I couldn't tell if I don't think Lou was in on it.
I don't think there's a conspiracy. I think this is an instance of, this is a 1970s movie where the director said to these two guys, hey, give your character something. And they both said, oh, I know, he'll have a cold.
Well, at the end, when Giddy's is like, when Faye Dunaway shoots her dad, and then she drives away right before she dies, she says, like, he's like, don't worry, the cops are here. And she's like, you idiot. He owns the cops. So there is conspiring here. I just don't think I don't think they're all like in the know exactly.
Well, I guess it's also part of the whole it's Chinatown. He says, I'm doing you a favor. Like, it might be, I mean, that's spoilers at the end and what you've been kind of hinting, the like kind of development along the way. But I do wonder if it is implied that guy does kind of know what's going on, and he's trying to go like, don't keep looking.
Well, we get the scene when Jake is talking to Mr. Cross, and he tells him who's on the case, Lou Escobar, and he goes, is he competent? And he goes, yeah. And you get the sense after watching it that Cross knows exactly who Lou Escobar is.
Yeah.
You know, it could be one of those things where Escobar might not know exactly who killed Mulray or any of this stuff. All Escobar knows is, hey, if Cross does it, there's nothing we do about it.
But so the reason I brought it up is because I wonder if because they have the whole fish club thing.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that's supposed to be like a secret indication that maybe that guy, even Giddy's own guy, is like in on it to some degree. Because I don't think those kind of things are in action. I don't think that the whole them being sick is like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, just a thing. Yeah.
I think it was pretty, like, the whole movie is pretty intentional.
Deliberate.
This movie does a lot of process, but it doesn't do a lot of things that Andy will criticize sometimes, and I will agree with him, that we don't see a guy make a pot of coffee.
Right. And if we do see him doing something like lighting a cigarette, it's intentional. It's like he'll light a cigarette to piss off the secretary or something. Or he'll, like, there is a scene where after, like, he lives the longest day that anybody has ever lived in their life in this movie. And he finally goes to lay down, and he takes his time. He just, like, puts his head down, and the phone rings, like, 6 times, and he doesn't pick it up. But, like, you get that he's exhausted, and he's like, I thought I figured this all out. What's going on here? Like, again, it's intentional. It's deliberate. They're not really wasting time here.
Jake talks to Mrs. Mulray. She wants to drop the lawsuit, but he wants to talk to Mr. Mulray. He wants to find out who set him up because he feels he was caught with his pants down. He can't find Mr. Mulray. Him and the girl from the photos are gone. And then he just pulls some 1930s identity theft and just claims that he's the water commissioner. and hands him the business card, and he's like, "Oh, go right through, Mr. Yelburton or whatever."
When he's in that office, he's like, "Hey, you mind if I grab one of these just for if I need to contact you?" The guy's like, "Sure." He grabs like a fistful, and then the cop is
half
like,
a stack.
the cop's like, "Hey, you can't be here." He's like, "Actually," and a business card. Like the cop's not like, "That's actually not ID. I'm gonna need some ID." The cop's just like, "Yeah, sure, that's you. Okay."
Later, he's looking through someone's wallet and looks at their ID, and it is like a paper ID is like on top of they were carrying around their social security card for identification.
Mulray is dead. They pull him out of the water. I really like the look of dead Mulray. I don't know if that's a dummy. I don't know if they put some makeup on a guy and we're actually pulling him up, but that looks like a dead guy.
Yeah, I did like how he says to Lou, he's like, "I gotta ask him some questions," and he's like, "Go ahead, he's right over there."
Yeah, you could try. Jake talks to the coroner, Morty. Morty tells Jake of another guy who drowned, but in an empty riverbed. So Jake goes to the dried river and he talks to the kid on the horse that he saw Mulray talk to earlier. We learn that the water comes at different times and different parts of the river. So he goes to the Oak Pass Reservoir and almost immediately suffers the same fate as Mulray. Almost called him Mulroney. Mulray.
Dude, Jack Nicholson doing his own stunts here. Gets smashed into a fence.
Yeah, we've said this before. Acting back in the day must have sucked.
If they're like, "Actually, we can't use a stunt double here because we're gonna see your face, so you're gonna have to get smashed into a fence with 70 pounds of water, 700 pounds of water rather."
There is one moment while he's pulling himself out that he gasps for a breath that he's like not really out of the water.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that water's in his lungs, man.
They're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Some dudes threaten Jake to stop nosing around and they cut his nose. Yeah, the blood splurts. He wears the bandage for most of the rest of the movie, which I think is a nice touch. And then when we see it later on, it looks really good. Like, it looks like a healed overcut.
That is a very creative way to tell somebody to stop being nosy.
Ida Sessions calls Jake. She's a working girl who posed as Mulray earlier. She tells him to look in the obituary and he'll find those people. And he tells me a lot about those people.
Robbie?
No, that was the director, right?
Oh, yeah, my bad, yeah. Jake and Mrs. Mulray have dinner. She confesses that her husband told her about the affair and she was also having an affair. Jake still thinks Mulray is hiding something, and I like this phrase Jake uses here when he says, "and all of it quicker than the wind from a duck's ass." Another great line from Jake when he says, "I almost lost my nose," and I like it. I like breathing from it.
I like how at the end he like shows that he's actually pissed at her. He's like, "And I still think you're hiding something," and he just like books it out of there.
Jake goes to talk to Mr. Yelburton. He learns that Noah Cross and Mr. Mulray owned the water supply until Mulray thought it should be owned by the public. Jake accuses Yelburton of having the lady hire him originally, and Jake gives him his card and tells him to think about it.
I like this scene because like the secretary's like, "Nah, he's busy," and he's like, "Okay, I'll wait." She's like, "No, he's like busy forever," and he's like, "That's cool, I got time," and he just sits there and he annoys the crap out of her until she's just like, "Hey, you got to see this guy."
I take a long lunch hour, sometimes all day.
And he just like lights a cigarette and then he's just humming and then asking questions about the pictures on the wall, and she's like,
Yeah, and then he gets in there and the guy's like, "Oh, you know, these staff meetings run." It's like, "What staff meeting?
"Yeah,
You're in here by yourself."
What do you want, Zoom? It's 1937.
Mrs. Mulray is waiting at Jake's office. She offers him a ton of money to find out who killed her husband. Jake goes and talks to Noah Cross. Cross tells Jake that he doesn't know who he's dealing with and offers him $10,000 to find his mistress. Cross tries to walk away, being like, "I don't know when the last time I spoke to Mulray was." And he was like, "It was 5 days ago."
Yeah, it was good. This is a great scene.
Yeah, it was 5 days ago. And he stops and he's like, all right. Well, let's talk this over. And he goes, "You know what? I'm going to go check out some orange groves."
There's several scenes of people getting caught lying and modifying their lie. You watch them like grab stuff to embellish off of what, like they're constantly like giving each other outs on like, well, that's obviously a lie. Did you this? And they go, yeah, that. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like at one point, I guess it's towards the end, but he's like, when he sees her with the girl and he's like, oh, you're hiding her because of this? And she goes, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And that's also a lie, which he finds out later, you know, is another thing that is being like withheld from him. It's like you just see the lie evolve with each like piece of information that's revealed. And they're all constantly like, he's doing it too, where he's only giving as much information as like is fitting for the conversation at this point, and then he will reveal later, oh, I was lying and this was what I was trying to get out of you. But he also plays his hand too openly a lot of the time because he's playing against people who are still withholding, you know, key information.
I also like how Cross almost instantly is like, you sleeping with her?
Yeah.
And he's like, he gets up to leave like he's crazy offended. I thought that was a nice touch because he, you know, Cross is a dirty dog.
Well, what does Jake say when he gets asked that? He goes, well, if you want to know that, you're going to have to hire me or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put one of my guys on it.
Yeah. It's also weird to ask somebody, are you sleeping with my daughter?
Hey,
well,
buddy, are you?
Yeah, exactly. Jake goes to the Hall of Records and learns that most of the Valley was sold this past year. And he asks the guy at the Hall of Records, hey, can I take this out? He goes, we're not a lending library. So he takes the ruler and coughs as he rips the page out that he needs.
Yeah, that guy had the most painful looking acne I've ever seen in a movie.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, he looked like the peasants from Holy Grail.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
At the orange groves, Jake is ambushed by people on horseback. They beat the hell out of him and he gets picked up by Mrs. Mulray. Jake tells her that the dam is a con and the water is going to go to the orange groves in the valley. We learn that dead people had been buying up the land. She asks, is that unusual? He goes, well, he died 2 weeks ago and bought the land 1 week ago. I'd say that's unusual. Jake and Mulray look around an old folks' home. The people there are also having their names used to buy the land. We get a brief tussle. Jake and Mulray make their getaway. He very much avoids the question of why he left the police force.
Yeah. Well, he kind of implies, because he says, like, you know, like, there was crime, like, Chinatown is apparently crime-ridden. And he's like, anytime we tried to do anything, it would just kind of make it worse, so we just kind of let it rock. And I think he quit because he was like, I'm not doing anything.
Later on, when they're talking, he talks about this woman that he knew, and he didn't want to hurt her, but everything he did wound up hurting her, and that's why he left Chinatown.
It's essentially what he does in this entire movie. You know, it's...
Like, you can't believe a word he says either.
I mean, it's the most cynical movie of all time. It's just... The messaging is just like, if you... Like, everything sucks, and if you try and make it better, you're just going to make it worse, so just don't do anything. Just keep your head down.
Not wrong.
Yeah,
like,
that really is the central theme. What is it that, because it's the last thing, as little as possible.
Yeah, that's the title of my song.
It's such an interesting.
It's a great line. It's a great line for him to like mutter, like almost to himself. He doesn't say it to anybody else. He's just staring.
Lieutenant Liu kind of recognizes what he's saying because they were told by the DA's office that, you know, that it was kind of, he refers back to that scene. That's what that quote is him referring to him telling her that the DA's office told them to like do as little as possible because the further they got into it, the more corruption they would dig up and it would just cause more problems. And that's what, you know. why he stopped being a police officer. It was just causing more problems. And so even though he's conflicted about the morality of what he's doing, you know, finding people's cheating spouses, it's not as like
diabolical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very I like that they don't spell it out for you. You know, like they don't spell out why he quit, but they tell you, they just don't directly tell you. But this is also the longest day anybody's ever lived. Like he gets his shit rocked at the Orange Grove, beats up
He
some
slept a
some
little
guy.
there.
Huh?
He slept a little there.
That's
He
true.
got a nice
They got a
snap.
nap in. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he beats the crap out of that guy at the old folks home. Then he has sex. So me, I'm done after the sex.
Yeah, there's no way I'm
That's-
still awake.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. If a woman was cleaning my face scar with peroxide, I'm not getting turned on. I'm holding back tears.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mulray and Jake lay in bed post-coitus. More talk about Chinatown. She gets a call and she must leave immediately. Jake tells her that he saw her father that morning and she's not too happy about it. Jake watches Mrs. Mulray through the window as she cares for a girl. He's waiting for her in the car when she gets in. He thinks she's holding Mr. Mulray's girlfriend hostage and she denies this. And she tells her that the mistress is actually Mrs. Mulray's sister, and Jake's like, who cares? Okay, why are you hiding that from me? There's more to that, Brother Bear.
Unfortunately, there is.
Jake gets a call. Ida Sessions wants to see him. He tells the man on the phone that she can come to see him at his office. The man immediately calls back and gives him an address and hangs up. He goes and finds who I'm assuming is Ida dead in the kitchen, right? That's
Yes.
Yeah.
who that is? Yeah.
Yeah, because that was whose ID he looks at and Social Security.
Yeah, and I was wondering who just carries their social security card around, but then you made the good point that it's the 30s, that's their identification.
It's either that or a business card, apparently.
Yeah. Lieutenant Lou is waiting in the bathroom for Jake. How long were they waiting in the bathroom for? Because they let Jake look around the house for a few minutes before they're like, now we go. Like, they're treating this like a Chris Hansen sting.
Yeah, they were making out in there. I was watching this movie alone, and then my wife came home from work, and she walks in at this exact scene, and then these two guys coming out of the bathroom. She was like, "The hell were they doing in there?" I was like, "You missed a whole lot of this movie. It's the whole thing." I know this looks weird, but it's a crime scene. I don't know. Just
It's the 30s.
Just get out of here.
No, it did look weird because did the guy make the phone call, give the address, and then they went, okay, get into the bathroom.
Yeah, was that them who called him?
Yes,
I think, yeah.
Because his phone number was on the wall, and that's how they knew to call
That's
him.
right. Okay, but they didn't know it was him.
Right.
Okay.
But they just called the number and said, hey, why don't you come to this address? And once he picked up the phone, they were like, oh, it's Jake Gittes.
Yeah.
Who else talks like this?
There is a lot of explaining. I feel like they do a good job with it, but there's a lot of exposition to other characters about what we already know. So they're like, how do you know this woman? And he's like, well, she pretended to be Ms. Mulray. It's like, yeah, we already know that. Let's go.
They present the photos that Jake took to him and want to know how the dead woman had them. The lieutenant believes that Mrs. Mulray killed her husband and Jake is extorting her, which is really a fair theory to be like, you're taking this woman's money and you know full well she killed him. But Jake's like, no, I draw the line at extortion.
Right, and I think he's offended because he knows Lou, and like they go back, and he's like, how could you... What do you think I would do that? You know I don't do that.
He does have a good line of like, you're stupider than I thought you were. I don't remember how he phrased it, but like it's a good line.
I think that you think that you're stupider than I thought you were.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
roundabout way of saying you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It was great.
Because he says, give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. And then he goes,
Yeah.
you know what? You are stupid. I don't need those couple of days.
Yeah.
The lieutenant gives Jake 2 hours to bring Mrs. Mulray into his office. Jake goes to Mrs. Mulray's house. Mrs. Mulray, no home. Jake realizes they have a saltwater pond and very bad for glass.
Yeah.
It took me until the second time to be like, oh, he does mean grass.
And then he pulls a Robbie.
What, by pulling the glasses out of the water?
No, by slapping a woman.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he slaps a woman because her father Andied her.
Damn. Damn. You got me.
Eviscerated.
Damn. I thought I got him. He got me. Pull the reverse Uno card.
Yeah, exactly. Jake goes and sees Mrs. Mulray. He wants to see her sister, but is told she's in the bath. Jake calls Lieutenant Escobar and tells him to come to the address. He reveals to Mrs. Mulray that her husband was killed in the pond in their backyard, and she is absolutely shocked, or at least acts shocked. Jake at this point does think that Mulray killed her husband, and he wants the truth. And this is where we learn that her sister is her daughter is her sister. Yucky.
Yucky.
Yeah. It's a pretty good summation of this whole thing is yucky.
That's the thing, is the whole time it's not clear if she's withholding information to be manipulative, and it's not clear to him. I think that's why he doesn't go back home with her, even though she wants him to spend the night. He's like, no, you lied to me about this girl, and whether she's your sister or whatever, like, I know that you're still hiding something from me, and I don't like that. I feel like I'm being manipulated. I can't do anything without all the information, and whatever you're hiding is putting me in danger, and goes home. And I think that for her, that's like, oh, the last person that I could trust doesn't trust me anymore. And she's like, okay, sorry, my AI just activated my camera.
Well, I think there's a certain level of shame she feels.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and well, that's why you don't want to come out. She doesn't want to come out and say what the actual truth is. So, on a technicality, she is her sister. You know, so like,
right. She didn't full on lie. You know.
Yeah, she's hoping she can get away with saying just that instead of telling the whole dirty truth.
And it's like when she does finally say the whole truth, she's distraught, and maybe it's because she's getting slapped, but also, like, you know, obviously that is an awful thing that happened to her. So, like, she, like, you know, you don't want to bring it up, you don't want to talk about it, because if you speak it, then it becomes real, you know. It's like, you know, it's a whole thing with trauma, and it's very well acted by Faye Dunaway, and yeah, it's yucky, like Robbie said. I think Roger Ebert said the same thing. He was like, 5 stars, yucky. I think she just didn't want to relive that, because every time you talk about it, I would imagine you're reliving that, you know, in a way.
Well, and also it's dangerous information for him to have.
Mulray wants to take her sister-daughter to Mexico. Jake tells her that a train or plane is too dangerous and to just get the hell out of there, leave everything behind. Mulray introduces Jake to Catherine, and they leave. Jake calls his operatives and says if they don't hear from him in 2 hours, meet him in Chinatown, 1712 Alameda. Escobar arrives at the house. Jake says they were all too late. Mulray already flew the coop. And he tells them she went to San Pedro to her maid's house. And instead of going to the maid's house, Jake goes to Burt Young's house. When his wife opens the door, she has a black eye.
And then he goes, this is the guy that, and she goes, yeah, I know.
Yeah. He's like, come on, can we eat first? He's like, no, Curly, we gotta go. And he tells him he'll wipe his debt if they do the favor. And he goes, I'll throw in $75. Hell, you know, maybe I can even squeeze out 100 for you. Just drive these people to Ensenada and don't ask any questions.
Sometimes I order an ensenada and it comes in a tortilla bowl.
Very good. Very good, Andy. Jake calls Cross and tells him to meet at Mrs. Mulray's house. He accuses Cross of drowning Mulray in the pond, and Escobar arrests Jake and won't listen to him as he tells him that Cross was the murderer. Cross tries to introduce himself to Catherine as her grandfather, and Mulray just shoots him and drives off.
Yeah, too bad she shoots him like the arm, right?
Yeah, I thought it was the chest, but you don't see any blood, and he is totally fine later. So.
Yeah, he seems
just
like
kinda
he's okay.
He's just like he just stiffens up. He's like, ouch. All right.
I didn't think you'd do that.
Yeah.
Good thing you had blanks.
Yeah.
Airsoft gun in the 30s?
Yeah. That one cop is a crack shot.
Yes.
What was that?
As Mulray is driving off, and one of them just hits her square in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And Catherine
Smooth.
just starts screaming, which is fair.
Yeah.
Well, what's chilling is the pause. Like you hear her head lays on the horn, so the horn is going, and the car stops, and there's like a good 5 seconds of just the horn, and then you hear the screaming. It's like, Jesus, just taking that time makes a difference, you know? Like,
Yeah.
damn, that's cold. Yeah, and then he says as little as possible, which is what, we discussed before, but yeah.
And he
he's
stares off
alluding
into
to-
space.
Yeah, that's rough. He's just staring as little as possible. And I like how Lou's like, "What? What'd you say? What?"
Yeah. But that's the thing, is I think that he at that point understands what has happened.
Yeah.
And that's why he's like, I'm doing you a favor right now. Get him out of here.
Yeah, I think he
Yes.
has some sympathy there. Because they both did the whole Chinatown thing together. And
Right.
he's like,
And instead of getting like jaded by it and quitting, he actually stuck with it and became lieutenant, which means he
Right.
is
part of the
a
problem.
good boy. Right.
Right.
Is he's in line with whatever the orders are that are coming down.
Right.
And so he knows, we're not arresting that guy. The most I can do for you right now is turn around and get out of here.
Realistically, you would assume that Cross would have him killed, right?
Who,
Like
Jake?
he just knows too much, right?
Unless Lou just kind of calls in a favor and is like, listen, he's not looking into it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a sequel, right?
Yeah, the two Jakes.
There's a sequel?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Jack Nicholson directed. What the hell?
Yeah, Harvey
Um,
Keitel's in it also.
Nice.
It's apparently not
called?
good.
The Two Jakes?
Yeah.
This is I found this to be a very good movie. It had me thinking about it well after I watched it. But it is like dismal in its like I don't feel good after watching it. I'm not like, hooray!
Well, and the craziest part is like a lot of it is based on history. I mean, like obviously not the like specifics about the guy and his daughters or any of that, but like a lot of that corruption is like not one for one, but like a reflection of what actually created Los Angeles.
Yeah, but I would even say this is you could apply this to almost any point in history because there's always been corruption and they've always gotten away with it because they're rich. I mean, you could look at the current state of the world. Yeah, there's just like evidence, like 38,000 mentions in a certain file. And there's just evidence, and we're just like, oh, well, what are you gonna do?
It's Chinatown.
Yeah, it's Chinatown. What are you
As
gonna do?
little as possible.
So, exactly. So
The more you look
it's-
into it, the worse it gets.
yeah.
I think we should. You could follow us on Letterboxd at TheRoydsBand. Miguel, do you have a Letterboxd account?
I don't.
All right, then don't follow Miguel on Letterboxd. I think this is an excellent movie. I loved this.
Yeah, this is really, really good.
Me personally, I've been going back and forth between 4.5 and 5. That's how highly I regard it. Let me know what you think.
Whoa. I was also thinking 4 to 5. I'm good with 4 to 4.5 or 5. Miguel, what do you think?
I mean, to me, it's a 5. I think that there wasn't like a wasted moment of the movie. Like, I don't know if you guys have like, only like 3 movies ever could be a 5.
No, we're pretty loose with the 5s.
We got a bunch. Yeah, we got a bunch of 5s.
Yeah, to me, it's about as good as a movie can be in terms of like the way they delivered the exposition, the development of the relationship of the characters, like how it was constantly just taking like what of this information that's being given to us is a lie and what of it is like real information that's being used to distract or misdirect.
Yeah.
So and I think great performances by all the actors. Like, to me, just a perfect movie.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Especially with the performances. I think Nicholson's great. John Huston as Noah Cross is particularly really great.
So good.
It's a real good slime ball. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the perfect, just rich asshole. Faye Dunaway is great. Yeah, 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. I would say this is Jack Nicholson's best performance that I've seen. It's the most like nuanced. Like he's not hamming it up really. Where sometimes, old actors they tend to ham a little bit. But this and Cuckoo's Nest are like 2 of the best Jack Nicholson performances I ever seen.
And they're 1 year after another.
And you can take that to the bank. They're going to be like, you want to open an account or what? What are you talking about? Who's Andy?
That's your review? That's your Letterboxd review?
Yeah.
We gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd. Andy, I wrote a song.
Robbie, that's incredible because I also wrote a song.
Miguel, you have a job.
Who should go first?
Andy.
Okay.
I want to hear as little as possible.
My song's called As Little as Possible. And it's about this movie, but also cynicism in a very cruel world, which is pretty much what the movie's about. Go ahead and play it, Robbie. It's called As Little as Possible.
Try, the worse it gets for everyone. Knowledge makes it worse. They say ignorance is bliss. Knowing what's
Dude, I love the switch up for the chorus.
Oh, thanks.
I really like that.
I find what I do a lot is I take two things that might not necessarily belong together. I just smash them together, and you just do it. You know, you kind of just do it. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Oh damn. But yeah, that's as little as possible. Just a bleak. I didn't even rhyme. I was like, I don't even care.
I liked it.
Thank you. Yeah, I just like I said, it's about cynicism, and yep, that's
Very
that.
nice.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how we were saying earlier, like that for Roman Polanski, this was like a happy ending.
Yeah.
It's just like that the beat switch up where it felt like almost like you know what, as little as possible.
Yeah, because it does go to a major sounding thing. Yeah, because you could like, yeah, it's sad, but he is like kind of wiping his hands of it at the end. He gives in to the cynicism. He's like, well, I shouldn't have meddled, rather than I need to keep going, I need to stop this. But like, he realizes he doesn't have the power to do that, and so he
There's
quits.
a reason they say
you know?
ignorance is bliss.
Right, it's in there. You know, ignorance is bliss. Like, I wish I was an idiot, but I'm not, and therefore I am sad.
Well, and it's because his backstory is the reason he stopped being a cop and he left Chinatown was because he got someone that he loved killed.
Right.
So it is just him staring into a mirror of like, anything I try.
Yeah. I'm honestly interested in the sequel. I didn't even know that existed. I might check that out just on my own volition.
Just to know the story.
Yeah, see if it ruins this. You know.
It might. It very well might.
Yeah. Robbie, why don't you tell us about your song?
My song is called "Forget It," and
Okay.
forget it.
What are we talking about?
I
got it. You understand?
I kind of did it as Jake Gittes. It's spoken word more than anything else because I try to get like a neo-noir feel to it. So I tried to do like a spoken word thing, and it's almost like Jake Gittes writing in his diary about the events afterwards, I guess. I don't know. I'm just talking now. It's called "Forget It." I went for a neo-noir vibe. It's spoken, and it goes like this.
I couldn't believe what this dame just said. Her sister was her daughter. Her daughter was her sister. Huh. And I thought my ex had daddy issues. She came into my office. It was just another day. There was no surprise at any of the things that she would say. She thought her husband was having an affair. I told her, don't worry, honey, I'll find it if it's there. In my office, another day, another dame. But to my surprise, she had the exact same name. I wanted the truth, all these stories going round. They said, forget it, it's Chinatown. A few days later, the man turned up dead. And in the midst of my investigation, I took his wife to bed. His whole life was the water. He lived and died in the water. I took her to dinner, she was a hell of a sight. They played that song, The Way You Look Tonight. It stuck in my head. I treated her how I had to find out what's going down. And they said, forget it, it's Chinatown. excited to throw me in the can. I told an old client that he could work off his debt if he drove some people that he hasn't met. She shot her father and the father of her kid. She drove off, that's the last thing she ever did. I stared off and my chest started to pound. They said forget it, it's Chinatown.
That was my song called Forget It.
I like that ending chord.
Thanks. I think some sort of G minor.
Nice.
Some sort of G minor.
I like the vibe. I like the
like the
megaphone.
smoke lounge.
yeah.
But I didn't really know what to write about, so yeah, I just did it as a neo-noir thing, as like an old school, like, yeah, this dame walked into my office.
Look,
Just for walking in, Jesus.
that's exactly what I was hoping for. Also, excellent use of Dame.
Thank you. Yeah. You gotta throw
Yeah.
a dame in there. If you're doing the talking, you gotta throw a dame in there.
Yeah.
It was nice. It reminded me of remembering Calvin and Hobbes when he would do the he would like imagine himself as a private eye.
No, I
I
never.
don't know.
I mean, I know Calvin and Hobbes, but I've never seen that.
It's I feel like that's the kind of like stuff that he would say, like another day, another dame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good.
I guess if you
I
don't.
liked it.
Thanks.
You captured a vibe.
Good. That's really what I meant to do. Miguel, thank you so much for joining us again.
Dude, thanks for having me.
One more
If you're
time.
if you're trying to do Rosemary's Baby sometime, let me know.
I'll do it. I know Andy wants to dedicate a whole month to Roman Polanski for some reason.
Listen.
He's a great guy
not
with
all
unique
heroes-
taste.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes, Robbie. All right?
Oh,
Does that apply here?
Oh dear. Andy.
Somewhere bibs.
I mean, maybe we do the sequel at some point. You join us for that as well.
Yeah, anytime, whatever it is. I love watching movies and I love talking to you guys. A lot of fun.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, we love
Sick.
having
Give
you
out
on. We appreciate
Give
it.
it your socials and anything you want to promote one more time.
It's like Kool-Aid on everything. And also Dork Court on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Excellent. Go follow Miguel. Andy, what are we doing next week?
Next week we're doing Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, the fourth one. If that's the fourth one,
I think Mission Impossible 4 is just called Mission Impossible 4, isn't it?
I believe it's Ghost Protocol.
I've never seen it. I don't know, and I don't know why I questioned you. I'm a real jerk.
I would agree with that. I think you are a real jerk. Yeah, Ghost Protocol. This is directed by Brad Bird, who is an excellent director. And this is my favorite Mission Impossible movie that I've seen. So
It takes place
I'm
in a
looking
haunted
forward to
house.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Good movie.
it's a good one. It's a good one.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Same. Robbie, let me tell you where you can find the music. Go to the Royds. Nope. You go to Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, wherever you get your music. You search the Royds, and you will find a bunch of collections of podcast songs, like you heard today, and some studio recordings. Now, if you want everything from every previous episode, songs about movies, everything, guest songs, bonus songs, you go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com. You'll find it all there. Also, it's all on the YouTube. Robbie, tell the listeners a little more about that.
You go to YouTube, you go to Instagram, you go to TikTok, you go to Reddit, you type in the Royds Band. There we are, there we bleed. That's what I said, bleed. And that's where all our socials are. Blee. And you can interact with us. If you want to request a movie, you could do so at the link down below. It's a little Google form where you could fill in with a movie, your email address, helps us know stuff about you. You could also send us an email or just get in contact with us through any of the socials. We'd love to hear from you, and we will do your request.
Yes, we've done several. I think we have some more coming up, I believe. I could be wrong. Either way, request it. We really appreciate you listening. We really appreciate you requesting. We really appreciate you, generally and generally. No, just generally.
Je ne sais quoi.
Hey.
I don't know what that means. It's like it's a certain it's like he's got a certain something, right?
I think it's je ne sais quad, and it's about your quads, it's like your legs.
Oh, so you got really good quads.
Like it's a girl named Jenna, and she say quad. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
we should wrap this up because this is the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life.
Yo, Jenna's a sick fullback.
Yeah, dude.
Doesn't it just mean like, you know what?
I don't know. I asked our research department, and he refused to do his fucking job.
I don't know how you'd spell that. Jenna say.
He's definitely writing JENNA space SAY space QUA.
I did with a G like an idiot. All right, je ne sais quoi is a French phrase meaning I don't know what.
Yeah, because it's got a certain because when you say like I got a certain je ne sais quoi, it's got a certain I don't know what. Yeah, I was right. I'm smarter than everybody else.
All right, well, this is dumb, and we should wrap it up.
Andy, you're right. Miguel, once again, thank you so much.
No,
everyone who's viewing, listening, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yes,
bye, everybody.
We do it. We'll see you, lady.
You could have finished what you were saying, Andy. Go ahead.
I was saying bye.
Oh, okay. Bye, everybody.